welcome to Sunday night at the Hove Palladium. She turns up late, she turns up coked, she's turning old behind the paint. She's so drunk she falls and stumbles, plays Carnegie Hall and mumbles. She was a sinner, then a sinner, then a saint. Started in a cat house, it was a long time ago, but that's the only place the races meet. Now every white boy's humming what he used to think was slumming, the sound of 52nd Street. All the nice people from the nice side of town come to watch the lady kick the blues around. Some nights she's up, some nights she's down, down in the bottom where the blues are found. Well, a white guy makes $1 million, black girl gets nickels and dimes, and they say, your music's made it, you've arrived. With all that history on your back, armful of needle tracks, still singing just to keep herself alive. Oh, they've heard about the habits, they heard about the guys who called her honey, stole her money, told her lies. So they listen on the radio, they never want to miss a show, just in case the lady dies. All the nice people from the nice side of town come to watch the lady kick the blues around. Some nights she's up, some nights she's down, down in the bottom where the blues are found. She makes it to the microphone, last the evening through. You can rest your nice white problems on her back. She's been cheated and mistreated, but she's never been defeated. Played a bad hand from a deck already stacked. Is it tragic or pathetic, being handcuffed to the stand? Romantic or ridiculous, either way. You don't exactly choose a lifetime with the blues, but hey, no one sings like Lady Day. All you nice people from the nice side of town come to watch the lady kick the blues around. Some nights she's up, some nights she's down, down in the bottom where the blues are found. Down in the bottom where the blues are found. to the forgotten songs that I've done my best to forget, and you've done your best to remind me of. But thank you very much, audience. So we seem to be starting off in some kind of chronological order. That was 1979, and this is probably about 1983. Maybe. Where people get forgotten, they get tired of being pushed around. They're gonna get themselves some petrol bombs and try to burn some poor city down, and all the innocents that suffocate when the boys can't take no more of your law and your order, should lay their corpses at your door. Middle England, Middle England. The skins go in the public, the reps in the saloon. It's a pennyworth of difference on the same old bitter tune. The talks of the football or the motor, the bird stays home or takes back seat. It's all true blue and near the knuckle stuff, explodes on someone else's street, miles away from Middle England, miles away from Middle England. Say home is where the heart is. It's behind high walls and burglar alarms. Outsiders haunt the old town markets, bored stiff and sticking needles in their arms. So where's the hope and where's the glory? From the cities to the sea, right now it's under occupation. One day it will be free. From Middle England, we'll be free of Middle England. Middle England. I'll meet you on the mountain where you all but touch the sky. I'll meet you on the shoreline, we can watch the waves roll by. And I'll meet you in the churchyard where all true lovers lie. And the world turns as it should, touch and go. And I'll meet you in the morning when the nightmare's coming true. There isn't any warning and the fog rolls in on you. And in the silence and the sirens we'll work out what to do. So the world turns as it should, touch and go. And I will meet you in the evening, and I will take a glass or two. We're all lonely in the darkness, and I would not lie to you. As far as I am able, I will see you through. The world turns as it should, touch and go. Between us there is nothing but the water and the sky. The world turns as it should, touch and go. Well, you can wear my silver glasses if it helps you play your part. You can wear my denim jacket if it hurts around your heart. And you'll see me when you need me, till our lives have led apart. The world turns as it should, touch and go. They say that if you see the island, then the day ahead is fair. Lose our lives in flat land, but let us not despair, 'cause nothing is forgotten, the island's always there. The world turns as it should, touch and go. Yes, the world turns as it should, touch and go. Meanwhile, back in Flatland. This is the unkind kind of place. You pass through going somewhere else. Backdrop for motorway and train. Rat racing somewhere else. I've got the unkind kind of face. You look through, looks like someone else. I've got that looks like Jane Store look, that looks like everybody else. From the high rise to the high street, landscape of car park and concrete. Well, this is my life. Yeah. Back home the TV's always on, soap opera, softball, wedding video. You sniff that stuff for too long, man. It does your brain in worse than radio phone-ins. I've got to get out, I've got to get out. Don't even ask me where I'm going, mental. Maybe over the limitless blue oceans, or down the bus stop for a hot dog. From the high rise to the high street, landscape of car park and concrete. Well, this is my life. Too late to tell me fairy tales. I'll take the takeaway and run. Run. Too late to tell me in a jail. You pay for things you never done. Sometimes a hand comes round a knife. Most times we help each other out. We are amateur dramatics doing life. In the nick of time, in the shadow of doubt. From the high rise to the high street, landscape and car park and concrete. Well, this is my life. Yeah. high rise, to the high street, landscape of car park and concrete. Well, this is my life. Yeah, 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 yo, yeah, 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 yo. 87 maybe. So, I think I might have moved on to the 90s. This body's not the thing it used to be. It just don't cut the mustard anymore. Pick any lock and try to turn the key. Beyond the waiting room, the waiting door. You wonder how the hell we got this far. Wonder how the distance doesn't shrink, and how the hell to start the bloody car, and how come there's always dishes in the sink. Everybody wants a happy song, the best that I can do. Everybody wants a happy song, but I would not lie to you. No, I would not lie to you. Anyone who likes can la la la. Anyone who likes can lie la la. And if you want a dummy, you can suck. There are lots of dummies you can buy. Hope you never hear the marching feet. Hope you never feel the bitter cold. Hope the sickness stays in the next street. And hope to hell I'm back, your luck will hold. Everybody wants a happy song, the best that I can do. Everybody wants a happy song, but I would not lie to you. No, I would not lie to you. So don't expect a miracle from me. I won't expect a miracle from you. The daily stretch of trench and a cup of tea. The best that you can get is getting through. Getting through the night and through the day. Better look each other in the face. Where the hell we wish our lives away. Find beside the skull the saving grace. Everybody wants a happy song, the best that I can do. Everybody wants a happy song, but I would not lie to you. No, I would not lie to you. Everybody wants, everybody wants, everybody wants a happy song. Everybody wants everybody wants, but I would not lie to you. I would not lie to you. No, I would not lie to you. Well, actually, the next song is a happy song. Well, within limits. That's why it was perhaps a bit sad. Eyes wide above his dum-dum. Everything's a mystery to a small boy on a train. Mum's got all the answers and the biscuits. Looks like there isn't anything love cannot explain. Bella Vita. Bella Vita. That's what it says about this coffee shop in Glasgow, where I'm waiting till the Oxfam bookshop opens up at 10, with my sparkling mineral water and deep and dark espresso. Funny how it all comes down to poetry in the end. Bella Vita. Bella Vita. Bella Vita. Bella Vita. Last night in party, I had the finest tarkadal in all the world at Papa Gill's. Ain't life wonderful? They also did haggis pakora. Yeah, haggis pakora. Papa Gill's party. Oh, call in. Tell them I sent you. So I say goodbye to Alistair and Kenny, my absent Glasgow friends. They wake me on my wayward way aboard my southbound train. Eyes wide above my dum-dum. Question every answer, only love remains. Bella Vita. Bella Vita. Bella Vita. Bella Vita. Ain't life wonderful? Yeah, it would have been a lot more wonderful if they'd done vegan haggis, but, you know, nowhere's perfect. So, this is a song that I don't think I'd ever played. Well, I can't remember playing it till it was requested. And looking in the songbook that accompanied Interesting Times, apparently it was a dream. And I woke up with it in the middle of the night, and I went into the toilet and wrote it on toilet paper with Meta's eyeliner. All that I remember, or so it seems to me, is the comfort of my mother's house, the cakes and cups of tea. Everything was in its place, the spice, the spoons, the bowls. But then you took me to the crossroads, you let the four winds blow. All that I remember, or so it seems to me, is a table set for birthdays, a book of recipes, the seaside and the kitchen, and the sift of sand and flour. But your bombshells fell like thunder, turned the milk all sour. And all around my mother's house, the rooks would nest and call. And England's where you hear the sound of every raindrop fall. My grandmother remembers all the men who marched away. My mother has a lover now, and nothing much to say, but turning all my secrets out like sixpence in a cake. I found my father's silver locket, the only heart he couldn't break. I live alone in bedsit land, just like you taught me to. And I wear this leather jacket like it's 1962. Your blackout on my windows, the nightlight on my stairs. I'm driving back alone tonight to see if anything's still there. 'Cause all around my mother's house, the rooks would nest and call. And England's where you hear the sound of every raindrop fall. That little grocer's daughter, she had nothing that I want. I thank God for the Shapler tandoori restaurant. Lowestoft to Cromer Sands, the sea and skies are all grey. The kids all speak Americanese, their sand castles washed away. But all around my mother's house, the rooks would nest and call. And England's where you hear the sound of every raindrop fall. That's good, isn't it? It's all right. So the next one is a song that I don't think I'd ever played before, so I've got notes, and I've kept on rewriting it because, And I'm currently reading C.L.R. James's Beyond the Boundary. And it just seems to me it's so true. Sport is the great spectacular. Sir Worsley's Berghaus from John Lewis. Smart new running shoes to match. Kids wear whatever's in lost property. The wind lifts the hair from Sir's bald patch. Sir's ramrod umpire finger leaves no room for doubt. Sir also does the bowling. So when you're out, civilising the natives. Civilising the natives. Sir's favourite boys who are born NCOs jump about and shout and scream. Girls and those boys not good at kicking things are always the last ones chosen for the team. One lot lines up and shivers. Their job's to try to hit the ball. One lot spreads out and shivers. Their job's to try to catch the ball. Civilising the natives. Civilising the natives. Standing in the line, balancing on tiptoes, juggling with words, the child who no one notices dances with the wind, dances with the wind, dances with the wind. Larsin's the new girl from Somalia. First time she's ever held a bat. Sir bowls the ball and points the finger. That's the end of that. A long way east of Eden, the undeserving poor pick sides from lost property and argue over scores. Civilising the natives. Civilising the natives. Civilising the natives. A long way east of Eton, these undeserving poor pick sides from lost property and then argue over scores. Civilising the natives. Civilising the natives. Civilising the natives. Civilising the natives. This is a song I've always really liked, so I'm glad that I was reminded to play it. Sort of a true story. And it's not entirely true. This is the story. Starts out like this. He's 20 years old and lost in Paris with the guitar and the girlfriend. It's New Year's Day. Everything's frozen on the Grand Boulevard. Then down the side road, there's the Rose of Morocco, red wine and couscous, right on the radio. This woman starts dancing like fire on thin ice. She's got a face like an accident, a body like paradise. La 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 la. We'll call this film Couscous. La 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 la. True history of couscous. Then we cut to years later. He's this married man. He takes her to Paris with a map in his hand. He can't find that back street. He's got the name wrong. Leaves his hat in a taxi like he's stopped writing songs. Then they come out of the metro. There's a sky full of snow. There's this place selling couscous. We'll call it Salambo. This overweight waiter, way too big for his belt, brings them bowls full of hot sun, and the rivers of ice start to melt and la 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 la. We'll call this film Couscous. La 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 la. True history of couscous. True history of couscous. True history of couscous. She's not the same woman. He's not the same man. It's not the same New Year's Eve on the Boulevard Saint-Germain. And this old overweight waiter sings their baby to sleep. They hold hands for the camera outside in the street. The guitar and the girlfriend. The sky full of snow. The hat in the taxi. The ride on the radio. They all sing through the city as they happen again. You see the street fills with stories like a bowl fills with grain. La 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 la. We'll call this film Couscous. La 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 la. A true history of couscous. La 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 la. Oh, we'll call this film Couscous. La 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 la. A true history. So, would I lie to you? All these are true stories in a way. Well, this one I based on, I read something I read in a newspaper, and I suppose it's also based on Saturday Nights Anywhere. 2 years of college. She's working in a shop, selling dreams. What else can you do? It's Saturday night and the rain, it don't stop falling. She's waiting for a taxi, wet through. When he left school, he went straight away and joined the army. What else was there to do? Saturday night and the rain, it don't stop falling. He gets talking to this girl in the taxi queue. She's watching the moon sail through the sky. It's not okay, but it's alright. Watching the moon sail through the sky. Sometimes there's nothing but the night. Sometimes there's nothing but the night. Next morning she watches as he puts his uniform back on. What else can you do? Says, I want to get out before I find I have to kill somebody. Could I be coming home to you? Helmand Province, that memorial wall is coming home, and he's counting down the days. She feels her belly where the baby swims inside her. She's counting down the days, watching the moon sail through the sky. It's not okay, but it's alright. Watching the moon sail through the sky. Sometimes there's nothing but the night. Sometimes there's nothing but the night. Saturday night, the rain won't stop falling. He's waiting for a taxi, wet through. He's gonna see the mother and the child. Maybe those shop window dreams are coming true. And when the fight starts, he does his best to stop it, but it's like trying to stop the rain. Someone calls an ambulance, but if all of heaven was to fall, that blood won't wash away. So she's watching the moon sail through the sky. It's not okay, but it's alright. Watching the moon sail through the sky. Sometimes there's nothing but the night. Sometimes there's nothing but the night. Sometimes there's nothing but the night. Okay. It's not for you for the time being. I hope you're all okay. I've bit of finishing off the Christmas whiskey. I've got a full pint of ESB there, so that's all good. And next, back to the guitar that is in fact 1 year older than me. It looks like it's had a hard life. I got it from Paris, so it has had the virtue of having had a very hard life in Paris, and I am envious. Bloody envious. Graham Greene started off at Berkhamsted. And then went to Greenland. Graham Greene always maintained that Greenland started in Berkhamsted. The map's there. This may look like any old sunny afternoon to you, with its old blunt church and its old blunt cornerstone remembering the dead. But this is where the map starts. This is where the map starts. This might look like any old sunny afternoon to you, with its straight and narrow houses and its straight and narrow streets and its straight and narrow people in their straight and narrow shops. But this is where the map starts. This is where the map starts. This is Greenland, where the left-hand charts all the crooked roads to hell, Havana and the human heart. And Harry Lime, he's selling you the moon in the shadows of this sunny afternoon in Greenland. Stale-caked, burnt, toasted, steamed up, shabby tea room may be turned into a shiny continental cafe bar now, but the large, unshaven cook is pure old English hostility when he tells you we're closed now, despite what it says on the door. Passing the Crown in the high street, you notice how the sunlight dies in the doorway and the darkness rattles with casual laughter, heartless as dice and the absence of God. This is Greenland, where the left-hand charts all the crooked roads to hell, Havana and the human heart. And Harry Lime is selling you the moon in the shadows of this sunny afternoon in Greenland. In Greenland. The immaculate lawn is betrayed by the jagged shade of the headstones, and the well-respected dead with their well-respected words are undermined by worms little accidents like love. The faithful wedded wife and the red-headed Latino love affair may both look pretty much history now, but you would still recognise how the Furies belch and the fugitive struggles with an old suitcase full of doubts and secrets across the cold common, headed for the border and the Istanbul train. This is Greenland, where the left-hand charts all the crooked roads to hell, Havana and the human heart. Harry Lime is selling you the moon in the shadows of this sunny afternoon. And what's more, you're buying it in Greenland. Greenland. This is where the map starts. Sure enough. This is where the map starts. Sure enough. This is Greenland. Right, so we have Andrew to blame for this. It's a bit about Andrew's archaeology. And it is a true story. There was, you know, that the road that leads from Gillette Corner to the Three Bridges on the fringes of Brentford and Ealing and Osterley. It's crossed by the M4. And for many years, a woman lived there. She just lived in the open by the side of the motorway, and she was something of an urban legend. And there were suggestions that her family had been killed on the motorway, but she was there like a living shrine. And on Christmas Day, cars would line up with people who'd give her Christmas presents, like a pilgrimage. And then one day she just wasn't there. Someone said they saw her at Wanstead Fair I'm almost sure I saw her in Paris, which is just bizarre. Well, I had a dream about dead foxes, and I was driving a 2CV at the time, and I had probably had too much to drink. And the next day I drove past where she used to live, and I got pulled by the plod, and I got breathalyzed, and the breathalyzer was just didn't work, so I think I was blessed by just lucky. Say thank you. Thank you. Surrounded by her plastic surrounded by her plastic bags. Surrounded by her plastic bags, beneath an open sky, as constant in the night as in the day. Patron saint of voice is lost. The silent cars go by, the mother and the motorway, the husband and the children, the charm she used to wear, climbed into a car and left one day. The motorways, they killed them. She combs forests from her hair, the mother and the motorway. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, as constant in the night as in the day, these and other small miracles, they grow like grass beside the motorways. Yeah, they grow like grass beside the motorways. Sometimes we need to be forgiven so that we can carry on. Cars would bring her gifts each Christmas Day. She gave all she had to give until one day she was gone. The mother and the motorway. A holy mother, Holy Mother, as constant in the night as in the day, these and other small miracles, they grow like grass beside the motorway. They grow like grass beside the motorway. The winter moon still in the sky. One day as I went driving by, I saw two foxes dead there, side by side. That night I dreamed I stopped the car, but when I bent to touch their fur, they lifted up their lovely heads and cried. I woke up, the dream held on. I drove past, but they were gone. My mother touched my face and said, take care, take care. They breathalyzed me, but I swear I saw her walk at Wanstead Fair beneath the spreading chestnut trees. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, as constant in the night as in the day, these and other small miracles, well, they grow like grass beside the motorway. They grow back like grass beneath the motorway. They grow back like grass across the motorway. Well, that's cars. Next one's got trains in it. Oh, it's like doing a topic on transport, children, isn't it? This one's got peanuts. I introduced this last week, so I won't bother doing it again. But it's the Peanuts bar in Graz in the former DDR. And thanks, Phil, for reminding me of this one. It's 5 past Friday evening, town's all cold and grey. Down the Bahnhofstrasse in the Peanuts Bar Cafe. I'm watching how the candles light and soften every face. I'm watching how the mirrors catch the dreams that we misplace. Hey, hey, hey. Well, anyway. Well, anyway. It's the favourite haunt of poets, but Brecht brings his guitar, and he's calibrating earthquakes with the ash on his guitar, the ash on his cigar. The party people party, he knocks off another verse. Of course it could be better, then again it might get worse. Hey, hey, hey. Well, anyway. Robb Johnson calls in when he's in between the trains, and he's headed for some help on Hove with all his love in vain. And the hellhound in the corner says, "Mensch, was machst du hier? I'm expecting you tomorrow night, 10,000 miles from here." Hey, hey, hey. Well, anyway. Well, anyway. So they both put down their suitcases and they buy each other beer. And the barman says, "I'll see you both same place, same time next year." And I watch the bubbles rising, I watch the bubbles fall. Maybe it's half empty, or then again half full. Hey, hey, hey. Well, anyway. I'm thinking, at the end of the day, guess what? Most of us, we all work for peanuts. 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 The Peanuts Cafe. The Peanuts Cafe. The Peanuts Cafe. At the Peanuts Cafe. Now for this, back to the other guitar. What's next? Oh, right. Okay, so this is the only song I do in straight tuning, and I can't work out how to do it in proper drop Ds. So here we go. Time for another guitar. Well, when I first started, I just desperately wanted to be able to play the guitar properly. And play ragtime guitar because it's so beautiful. So this is nicked a few of those twiddly bits, but isn't that just great? do this. It's lovely. Well, a Les Paul gets the job done. You don't have to say things twice. And a Telecaster rings just like the bells of paradise. And I held these curves for 50 years. My life is in these scars, but you are my favorite guitar. Well, Paris never lets you down. She takes my breath away with her barricades and poets and those hunchbacks and cafes. When I'm dead, you'll find my ghost still drinking in these bars, but you are my favorite boulevard. Guitars and bars and boulevards, my favorite wastes of time. But you are my favorite way to ride. When the night comes like a cat sliding down the street, nothing tastes like darkness does, so bitter and so sweet. Night comes on like windows, passes by like cars, but you are my favorite dark star, my favorite boulevard, my favorite guitar, my favorite dark star. So I always like playing in bands because there are more people to cover your mistakes. It's very difficult to cover your mistakes when it's just you and 5 useless fingers and 6 unhelpful strings. But if you've got a band, you've got a drummer and a bass player, and you could always adopt my friend Roger Watson, great melodeon player. He had a stratagem that if he ever made a mistake, as in verse 1, when verse 2 came around, he'd make the same mistake again, but glare furiously at the rest of the band like it was somehow their fault. It was just magnificent. And I had the great pleasure of playing with Roger off and on for years. He's a genius. He is a genius on the melodeon. I mean, melodeon is like a wardrobe that's you get these strange sounds out of, like I don't know, like dinosaurs farting. But Roger can get it sounding beautiful. But I was played the band with Roger. And also at one point I played around with a guy called John Maxwell, who was He was legend. And we did a gig in the Northumberland Arms in Southall. It was a great old boozer, a bit past its best. It had this great room out the back. So we were forever doing Stop the War benefits there. And we did a gig there with Vic Williams. Are you there, Vic? Maybe not. Anyway, Vic Williams before he got put inside for desertion. It was his last night of freedom. It was really, really electric. And the atmosphere was great, and we sang the song about him together. Really good. Now, John, he played drums there a couple of times. He said, yeah, I remember it. I came here in the 60s. He had a really, really lovely, cheerful Diamond Geezer kind of accent. And I go, really? He said, yeah, I saw Led Zeppelin. He saw Led Zeppelin in the back room of a pub in Southall. And I said, did you ever come back? He went, no, this bloke threatened to kill me with a very large knife. So I haven't been back since. What a man. And what a great drummer. He had a beautiful sound to his kit. I always think of him as the king of rhythm. He also did fire eating and sort of walking on nails and stuff like that. And yeah, so cancer, throat cancer. So I wrote this for him. A great drummer and a wonderful human being. He lived in Milton Keynes, so he had a, he made Milton Keynes seem somehow special. The king of rhythm lives in Milton Keynes. Nothing you can do can break his heart. And I'm waiting for the king of rhythm. Waiting for the king of rhythm. Waiting for the king of rhythm. Hey John, have I got a song for you? Hey John, have I got a song for you? The king of rhythm breathes fire and stories, walks on broken glass like it was holy water. And I'm waiting for the king of rhythm. Yeah, I'm waiting for the king of rhythm. Waiting for the king of rhythm. Hey John, have I got a song for you? Hey John, have I got a song for you? Sometimes I lose the plot, I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I lose the beat and I don't know what to do. But then again, I'm not a living legend like you. Like you. King of rhythm. King of rhythm. The king of rhythm plays the impossible backwards. Less than half the chances, all he needs. And I'm waiting for the king of rhythm. I'm waiting for the king of rhythm. I'm waiting for the king of rhythm. Hey John, have I got a song for you? Hey John, have I got a song for you? Sometimes I lose the beat. Sometimes I lose the plot. But I'm not a living legend like you. Like you. King of rhythm lives in Milton Keynes. The last time I saw him, he gave me some particularly fine homemade brandy. Oh, yeah. And this, again, thank you so much, whoever asked this one, I can't remember, but I always really like this song. I didn't really get to play it much. She's buried her husband, she leans on a cane, walks into the waves and she's Helen again. And the waves come like Paris with arms open wide for his lover. The king asks forgiveness for his foolish pride. She straightens her makeup, straightens his tie. And old Agamemnon walks down to the tide with his daughter every day. The blue sea says yes. The blue sea says yes. The blue sea says yes to everybody. For 50 long years I've been climbing this hill. First it was Bognor, then San Rafael. 50 long years saying, grandfather, when will we get there? Now on a good day, I stand on a chair. I can look through the window and I see this blue square. And my grandfather says, nearly there in my mirror every day. The blue sea says yes. The blue sea says yes. The blue sea says yes to everybody. That's yes to the golden, yes to the bronze, to the shadowed and pale who need hands to hold on to. Yes to the silver tongue, yes to the swans, to the shipwrecked and rusted whose paintwork's all gone, to the wounds you can't heal, the heel you can't help, all of our birthmarks and all of our scars, these thunderstruck ruins, question mark children, all of this asking, all of this asking. The blue sea says yes. 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 The blue sea says yes to everybody. The blue sea says yes to everybody. She's buried her husband, she leans on a cane. She walks into the waves and she's Helen again. And armies will fight over her and lay waste cities for her beauty. Thanks to Neil for this. Sometimes the sea is a mirror, all surface and silver grey blue. waves come and go without number, but there's no one to tell all this to. Sometimes the sea is a sapphire, all perfect and brilliant dark blue. The fallen stars learn how to swim there, but there's no one to tell all this to. Sometimes the sea is a mystery, all poem, question and clue. But who's gonna give that sea meaning when there's no one to tell all this to? Sometimes our hearts will be broken. The red rose turns yellow and brown, and we don't make it over the rainbow, but the sea never quite lets you down. Each garden in time goes to ruin. We dream of the flowers you grew, counting the waves by the seashore, each one of them uselessly blue, uselessly blue, without you. Well, you probably couldn't get through an evening without a work song. Ben's dad's out of prison. Ben can't sleep. This is Buttercup class. I've got a whole section about this. I'm doing a Kickstarter to help fund this book I've written about teaching called The People's Republic of Neverland, and there's a songbook going with it. And so I've been actually thinking about how actually these songs kind of chart, in a way, the social collapse of Britain over the last 30 years. So this is Buttercup Class, my ill-fated return to Andrew Ewing School, where I started teaching, and it was okay then. But by the time I got back there, Thatcher had hit Mrs. Thatcher, Thatcherism had hit the suburbs. Ben's dad's out of prison. Ben can't sleep at night. Ben gets so excited, he wets the bed with fright. And his mum sees he's gonna come to love his daddy in a little while. It's the ropes and the rules of big boys' school, but in Buttercup Class we smile. Wayne's dad went to the post office to get some cash for beer. He took his shotgun with him, now he's looking at 10 years. And Mum sees Wayne just like him in a little while. It's the ropes and the rules of big boys' school, but in Buttercup Class we smile. Now Kylie's mum says Daljit's mum is a junkie and a whore. So this bloke's going round with baseball bats and petrol poured through doors. And someone's in for serious grief in a little while. It's the ropes and the rules of big boys' school, but in buttercup class we smile. April saw them break in, and what they did to Mummy. Rajan saw the bad man stick his knife in Uncle's tummy, and he knows his uncle won't be back in a little while. It's the ropes and the rules of big boys' school, but in buttercup class we smile. These green and pleasant gardens I played in as a child, then the winter came and turned them all to stone. All to stone. Jobs turned into benefits, booze turned into dope, homes turned into bedsits, and the shops ran out of hope. But you do your best nonetheless for a little while. Despite the ropes and the rules of big boys' school, in buttercup class we smile. So will they learn the hard way, like their dads and mums, how much Father Christmas never really comes. Well, I hope they may remember for a little while. Despite the ropes and the rules of big boys' school, in buttercup class we smiled. Despite the ropes and the rules of big boys' school, in buttercup class we smiled. So go to Paris again. There's me and Mita and Roy and Val and the Place du Teatre watching a street entertainer. Magic Sam, who gets mentioned, used to work in this Lebanese restaurant. He'd sort of come to your table and do these amazing tricks, like Ian Savile without the socialism. He'd be standing as close as I am to you. Well, he'd join ropes. A lovely man. He gets a mention in this. Here's to the juggler we met in Montmartre, the boy with the Gabriel face, who balanced the world in the Place du Teatre. Here's to the skill and the grace. And here's to the juggler and all pavement artists, Magic Sam down by the Seine, those who refuse to wear uniforms, and each day that comes never again. Well, they all look the same as they sat in Montmartre, just like their grandfathers had done. The same field grey suits, the same blonde hair cut short. They sang us a marching song. And there's Monsieur Le Penis with his torturous smile, and the bodies that float down the Seine. And the garden of stone at the end of the island. And those who say never again. Yes, but here's to the poise, and here's to the beauty, the rest and the flight of a juggler's sphere. Yeah, all of your bylaws on begging and gravity, they don't seem to work much round here. So here's to the juggler, all pavement artists, and Magic Sam down by the Seine. Those who refuse to wear uniforms, those who say never again. Those who refuse to wear uniforms, those who say never again. That's a bit of a rarity of one of my songs. It seems to change key halfway through. No idea how that happened. Nowadays, of course, it gets sort of manages to find its way back to the original key. And nowadays, it's not going there. Too complicated. The enthusiasm of youth, eh? Hey, we're staying in Paris for the next song. Goodness me. I think Deb asked for this. One of the interesting times album, which is getting 2 songs off it today. Usually it's the ignored one. 3, I Forgot My Mother's House. From Our Lady to the Sacred Heart, it's such a long way up this hill. Centuries apart, so divided still. Prayers said with stone against the falling of the night. And the fear that we're alone between the darkness and the light. The cops came, the neighbours looked away, but with our bare hands on this stone, we carved the names they took away. Hostage, Jew and Arab, all alone. But each year there are flowers, and in the dark cots of the night, pavement artists count the hours between the darkness and the light. Our Lady is so far away and grand, the Sacred Heart so pure and white. God holds out an empty hand. and the balance never right. Between the darkness and the light, from Our Lady to the Sacred Heart, still so far to go. But the sky so blue above Montmartre, the whole city singing down below. So for those I both remember and forget, this 10-franc candle takes the light and is lost, but nonetheless one of many burning bright. Between the darkness and the light, between the darkness and the light, between the darkness and the light, between the darkness and the light. This mentions the Pope. I'm not very fond of popes, actually, to be honest. If I push out a shove, I think that actually established religion is a pain in the arse, and actually it's always a reactionary pain in the arse. There's not enough Archbishop Romeros, far too many abusive bishops, and it's the clergy, of course, the fucking Catholic hierarchy that's making Poland declare itself LGBT free zones. So far fewer popes, I think, fewer clergy, fewer bishops, fewer dogmas, and we'd all be a lot happier. So this mentions a pope in it, and this is mentioning the pope as it is the. I think I've only got on BBC once, and they censored me because I mentioned the pope in it. So the Pope gets a mention in this as well. But I mean, let's face it, if the Pope hobnobs with bastards like Pinochet on a regular basis, you've got to call him out, haven't you? It's one of those great days when, just for once, the good guys won on points. Happy birthday, General. I hope you like the card. I hope I got the right address, and this gets past the guards. It's not like you to be so shy. You can't just slip away. Happy birthday, General Pinochet. There's lots of Harrods chocolates from all your right-wing friends. Carte blanche from the Wall Street gang. And old Ma Thatcher sends big slobbery kisses just for you. Likewise, the CIA do too. And the Pope says, "Hey, how's it hanging, bro?" Pinochet. But all the cards you open, I like this one best. It's simply signed, "The People." It's a warrant for your arrest. It shows each loved and loving face you tortured and murdered. Happy birthday, General Pinochet. I know we had to let you go on a technicality, because heads of state can do what they like, and judges have no business being keen on human rights. But next time you have a sleepless night, you'll hear the silence say, "Happy birthday, General Pinochet. Happy birthday, General Pinochet. Happy birthday, General Pinochet." Listen, listen. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. 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 The people united will never be defeated. Happy birthday, General Pinochet. I remember you, Amanda, running through the shining streets to the factory gates. The raindrops in your hair, the only jewelry that you'd ever wear. You were never late for Manuel. What can I say? More than 5 minutes. Our lives are worth more than 5 minutes. And then the sirens sound. The workers return, coughing and cursing. But your smile like a flower outshines the sun. I remember you, Amanda, running through the shining streets when it rains like this. The poison in the air, your gentle hold of hands, and quick parting kiss with Manuel. What can I say? More than 5 minutes. Our lives are worth more than 5 minutes. Now when the sirens sound, some don't return from the mountains. Somewhere in the mountains, Compañero Manuel. Oh, I remember you, Amanda, running through the shining streets when it rains like this. Compañero Victor Hara, presente. So, Julietta asked for this, and I'm glad she did. When I was a child, I thought that when you grew up, you would be happy. Let the good times roll on television. I know better now, things get worse. You get the famine in the land of plenty. Famine in the land. What you gonna do about it? Famine in the land of plenty. Oh, 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 famine in the land. What you gonna do? I remember when the sea was the soundtrack of summer, not a poison whisper saying, don't swim here. You take the M25, you never get there. And on the horizon, may God's size well be, and we got famine in the land of plenty. Whoa, oh, 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 famine in the land. What you gonna do about this famine in the land of plenty? Whoa, oh, 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 famine in the land. What you gonna do? We get the famine in the famine in the famine in the land. Famine in the famine in the famine in the land. We get the famine in the famine in the famine in the land. Famine in the famine in the famine in the land. And I don't know where I am, don't know where I'm going. These service stations, they all look the same. Shelves are full, but the lives are empty. The fitted kitchen she sat in, it was furnished with famine in the land of plenty. Whoa, oh, 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 famine in the land. What you gonna do about this famine in the land of plenty? Whoa, oh, 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 famine in the land. What you gonna do about this famine in the famine in the famine in the land? Famine in the famine in the famine in the land. Famine in the famine in the famine in the land. Famine in the famine in the famine in the land. We get it. We get the famine in the land. So we're in the last kind of cheery, relatively cheery section, and I keep playing this song partly because I really like it, partly because I've never actually played it right yet. So here's hoping tonight. Strong as the mountains. was a young boy, 1941, German soldiers came through the passes. Fascists tried to kill us with their tanks and with their guns, but we stood as strong as the mountains. Hela, hela, socialista. Hela, hela, hey. Hela, hela, socialist. In the squares you hear the old comrades talking. When I was a young man, 1945, British soldiers came through the passes. Old Churchill tried to kill us, but we survived. We stood as strong as the mountains. Hela, hela, socialista. Hela, hela, hey. Hela, hela, socialist. In the squares you hear the old comrades talking. When I was an old man, sitting in the sun, they told when the generals tried to kill us. Our music was illegal, there was Mickey's on the run, but we stood as strong as the mountains. Singing, hela, hela, socialista, hela, hela, hey. Hela, hela, socialist. In the squares you hear the old comrades talking. As tourists, you see them sitting in the sun. British and the Germans on the same beaches. But the bank's been closed for 2 days. Buses just won't run, and the strike is as strong as the mountains. Singing, hela, hela, socialista. Hela, hela, hey. Hela, socialist. In the squares you hear the young comrades talking. Meanwhile, thank you for reminding us that a Christmas album is not just for Christmas. Mary thinks I just have 5 more minutes in this lukewarm bed. Mary thinks I just have 5 more minutes in this lukewarm bed. She hears the milkman rattle by. Remember how Mum always said, milkman used to whistle in the old days, Max Bygrave songs. Mary wonders where the years have gone. Mary thinks a duvet should stay put, but like a man that doesn't snore, it's just one of those little things you wouldn't think it's too much to ask for. Not that Mary ever asked for much, the odd stray cat, soft to touch. She sleeps aside of an empty bed down the Jubilee garden. Down the Jubilee garden. Mary thinks, oh God, another Christmas. I can't afford half the things that Jimmy wants, that Gary brings, then sits there looking bored. And JJ's teacher is in a state. JJ told the class how turkeys mate. Gary says, yeah, well, and then he's gone. Mary thinks you must be really desperate if you have to seek asylum here. Down the gardens nothing grows but rubbish bags and old cars everywhere. Where have all the young girls gone? Gone for junkies, everyone. You might as well have been voting for the moon. Down Jubilee Garden. Down Jubilee Garden. Down Jubilee. Coming home from last night's fireworks party from Mrs. Mattel's. Mrs. P says it's as bad as Christmas now, Diwali, but she still leaves a diva burning bravely on her front porch windowsill, 'cause how else can God hope to get home? Coming home. Coming home. Last night's fireworks party. Coming home from the last night's fireworks party. Jay said the word Jubilee don't mean kings and queens, but when the slaves get free. Looking down, she was surprised to see the man in her child's eyes. And Mary sighed, for soon he would be gone. Down Jubilee Garden. Down Jubilee Garden. Mary lights a candle, and they each laugh with delight, because the candle looks so beautiful, burning in the night. Down Jubilee Gardens. Down Jubilee Gardens. Down Jubilee Gardens. Down Jubilee Gardens. Bring on the Jubilee. Bring on the Jubilee. Bring on the Jubilee. Bring on the Jubilee. Down Jubilee Garden. Yeah. So heavens, you'd almost think this was arranged, wouldn't you? This is another song about going home. Check your timetable, you look at your watch, you make your decision, the beer or the scotch, the queens and the princes, gossip and laugh, the barmaid smiles through you, she pulls you your half, you check the timetable, time it just right for the last train tonight. For the last train tonight. With your hands in your pockets, you walk out the door. Nobody notices you ain't there anymore. The night's full of sirens screaming, ring out your dead. You go down the tunnels with a ghost in your head. The smile of the barmaid switches off like a light. On the last train tonight. On the last train tonight. She turns off the jukebox with the ghost of this boy sang, who wanted to be somebody other than me. Who reached out with both hands to catch every last touch of stardust, while you only caught the last train home. Again tonight, tonight, tonight. 5 minutes to midnight. It comes down to this: half-empty train home, a few suits half-pissed. The most you can hope for is the lights that you pass, and you smile at the window and the face in the glass, 'cause that ghost keeps on singing as you ride through the night. On the last train tonight. 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 I met another one last night. There's still a lot of it about. Old punks called Dave. I meet them everywhere I go, not doing what they're supposed to do. Old punks called Dave. Sex Pistols, spiky haircut on, dying black or bleached peroxide blonde. Old punks called Dave. Well-worn black biker jacket on, well-worn white face to match it on. Old punks called Dave. 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 Armed with 3 chords and the truth. Old punks called Dave. Old punks called Dave. Their smile's a wicked graveyard grin with not enough tombstones left in. Old punks called Dave. Their voices rasp melodious like Tom Waits with bronchitis. Old punks called Dave. 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 Armed with 3 chords and the truth. Old punks called Dave. 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 They don't much like the Clash or Crass, think they're too art school middle class. Old punks called Dave. Their eyes twinkle like little stars. What mischief are you up to now? Old punks called Dave. 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 Oh, with 3 chords and the truth. Well, armed with 3 chords and the truth. Only armed with 3 chords and the truth. Old punks called Dave. Old punks called Dave. Old punks called Dave. Old punks called Dave. I may regret this. I think if there are any children watching, I think you should phone social services anyway. But it's banjo. It's a fucking banjo. It's my granddad's banjo actually, so it's made before 1917. Seriously. So I'm going to play it because, well, people very kindly often have been asking for Rosa's Lovely Daughters, and I always go, I hate this song. It's my least favourite song, and then people say, why is it your least favourite song? And I think the reason I don't like it is because it sounds like I ripped it off the Carter Family, Will the Circle Be Unbroken? And I swear I didn't, but it sounds like I've just done that kind of folky thing of find an old American tune that no one's got copyright to and put some words over it. But I wrote it on a banjo. Who's that walking miles for water? Who's that sweat shopping all day long? In north, south, in the cold north. Who are these so proud and strong? workbench in the back room, to the cradle beside the bed. From the mad mothers to the peace campers, who are these seeing red? These are Rosa's lovely daughters. These are no man's blushing brides. These are Rosa's lovely daughters, and they will not be denied. Well, the fathers handshake their bargains, while the good wives stand around and weep. Yeah, but their hearts sing when they're dancing. We are no man's to give or to keep. These are Rosa's lovely daughters. These are no man's blushing brides. These are Rosa's lovely daughters, and they will not be denied. Well, me I'm skewed, slewed, student awkward. Me I'm clumsy like a clown. But these are wildfire in the backyard, and the big White House is burning down. Yeah, these are Rosa's lovely daughters. These are no man's blushing brides. These are Rosa's lovely daughters, and they will not be denied. All together. These are Rosa's lovely daughters. These are no man's blushing brides. These are Rosa's lovely daughters, and they will not be denied. And they will not be denied. And they will not be denied. Yes. Yes. Oh. Yeah, and Laurie asked for this, and so thank you, Laurie, because I'd kind of forgotten about you, really. It's good to dance to. Once upon a time we had this system called apartheid. Made sure the rich stayed rich and the poor stayed poor. Now you may well ask yourselves, since we got rid of apartheid, how come the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor? In Soweto, yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Once upon a time we had this system called Thatcherism. Made sure the rich stayed rich and the poor stayed poor. Now you may well ask yourselves, since we got rid of that awful woman, How come the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor? It's just like in Soweto. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Lunchtime in paradise, man staggers out of the co-op. 2 tins of cat food and 6 tins of crap lager later. He's Mr. Threadbare, red nose, carpet slippers, and he's shaking like a deadly shakes. A lot of people look that good round here these days. There's the office blocks in the sunlight, where the smart money goes. Townships on the hillside, where nobody goes. There's what most of us want, there's what most of us get, and that shit to go with the shaken supersized flies. Soweto, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like in Soweto, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like in Soweto, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like in Soweto, yeah, yeah, yeah. All that energy just waiting for the sun to rise. All those stories waiting to come true. All that future, all those possibilities. It's no distance at all from here to Soweto. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Soweto, yeah, yeah, yeah. Soweto, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like in Soweto, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so the next one, I'm going to just, I hope you don't mind if I do one that's not actually been forgotten yet, except probably by me. One person who certainly knew from the word go, Mrs. Thatcher, that Thatch was poisoned, was Dennis Skinner, the song Dennis Skinner. You get the bus at 6 a.m. for Parkhouse from Clay Cross. You get the bus because you're your father's son. Or you're sitting in a park bench watching rhododendrons bloom, singing Gracie Fields because you're your mother's son. And they wonder, what's he after? Making trouble, what's his game? Well, this one can't be bought, this one can't be had. Keep your eye on this one, he's Tony Skinner's lad. Skinner's lad. To get the Claycross Council chair, put that chain away. You're not standing up for me, sit down. Then on to the Palace of Varieties, it's just the place you work. your job standing up for those done down, and they wonder what he's up to, making trouble. What's his game? This one can't be bought, this one can't be had. Keep your eye on this one. It's Tony Skinner's lad. Tony Skinner's lad. You get the bus at 6 a.m, Park House, Clay Cross, Bolsover, Westminster. Here we come to win for working people what they're owed for what they've lost. You do the work because you're your father's son, and they ask you, what's he after? Making trouble. What's this game? Well, this one can't be bought, this one can't be had, so keep your eye on this one. It's Tony Skinner's lad. Tony Skinner's lad. Oh, they can wonder, what's he after? Making trouble. What's this game? Well, this one can't be bought, this one can't be had. Keep your eye on this one. He's Tony Skinner's lad. Tony Skinner's lad. Dennis Skinner, the beast of Bolsover. Anything to do after that? We'll rehouse the homeless in Buckingham Palace. Start at the bottom, work down to the top. Stop the city, rebuild the forest, cancel the rent, nick all the cops. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. We'll turn all the motorways into canals, close all the other Marstons down. All differences equal, systems for people, not the other way around. Yeah, be reasonable and demand the impossible now. And demand the impossible now. We'll spring all the animals and vote for the clown in the circus bourgeoisie, where the rich sing the blues till their trousers fall down, and they give you the price of a nice cup of tea. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Rose gardens and hospitals on every street, sunflowers, playgrounds and schools, where you do what you like, because you like what you do. We'll stop the war once and for all. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. No master, no landlord, no flag, no guru, no gauleiter, no commissar. Just justice and poetry, jam on it too. When they ask who's in charge here, we all say we are. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. No master, no landlord, no flag, no guru, no gauleiter, no commissar. Just just justice and poetry, and jam on it too. When they ask who's in charge here, we all say, be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Be reasonable and demand the impossible now. Do the Leon Rosterson E minor again. It's only there because Leon gets bored with 3 chords. Well, be reasonable. Be reasonable. Be reasonable and demand the impossible. And demand the impossible. And demand the impossible now. This is a bit where I walk off stage. Things are so much easier with a band. So that was it for tonight. But there is an encore. I mean, listen, it's always an encore. But I probably ought to make some announcements. Some public. Thank you very much for the pleasure of your company. Sorry about the guffy bit. Oh dear. Next week, there's not a Sunday night at the Hove Palladium because it's Hove Puddle. And we'll all be in a field in Dorset virtually, and it'll be difficult to get back to Hove from there. So please watch that if you're at loose end next weekend. Steve White's doing his open mic night on the Saturday, and there's a whole load of people on the Sunday. Load of great quality people playing at Hove Puddle this year. And then in a fortnight's time, I'm going to be starting to do Gentlemen and Ordinary Giants in 3 parts, a trilogy. But please don't think it's like Yes, Topographical Oceans. It's the same old stuff, like one man and a guitar, no synthesizers anywhere, and no strange songs about elves or Middle Earth or bollocks like that. Hopefully, most of you are too young to remember prog. Horrible, horrible, horrible. That's exactly why we had to have punk rock. So that's in a fortnight's time. I can't think of anything else I ought to announce really, apart from to say thank you very much for suggesting all these songs. I'm sorry I don't always do them the justice that your kindness deserves. And this is this is the encore. I was thinking, should I do some? Well, anyway, here we go. The papers praise their famous names, the lords and ladies of democracy, the likes of us get paid or blamed. Oh, 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 we are the road crew. That's the chorus. Goes. Oh, 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 we are the road crew. It's our bare hands that haul the stone, while statues fix their reputations firm. We weather time on skin and bone. Oh, 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 we are the road crew. Oh, 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 we are the road crew. We build the stage where others shine. We fill the darkness between the stars. We voice our lives on chorus lines. Whoa, 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 we are the road crew. They turn our skills to limousines to drive the best years of our lives away. We learn to live with lesser dreams. Ooh, ooh, we are the road crew. You work on, you work on. Though the sun goes down, still the working day's not done. You work on, you work all night long. Ooh, 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 we are the road crew. Whoa, we are the road crew. We bind the wound when things go wrong. We keep the engines running 25 hours a day. We are the weak who make things strong. Ooh, we are the road crew. We fill the form, we punch the clock, clear the track, ride the truck, and keep the show on the road. Young Turk or old hand, it's us that roll the rock. Whoa, we are the road crew. Whoa, we are the road crew. We are the road crew. And lastly, I'm a little animal. I'm a little animal. I'm a little animal. I'm a little animal. I'm a little animal, I go moo, 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 moo. I'm a little animal, I go moo, 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 moo. Then the farmer says, surprise, surprise, and he shoots this bolt between my eyes. Then I'm in steak and kidney pies. Boo hoo, little moo moo. I'm a little animal, I go oink, 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 oink. I'm a little animal, I go oink, 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 oink. They say I'm dirty, they can talk. They cut my throat to make me walk. Then I'm the bacon on your fork and the ham in your sandwiches. And I never see the sun, and I never see the sky, and all I do is eat. And I never run around, they fill me full of steroids. They chop me up for meat. Ew. I'm a little animal, I go bah. I'm a little animal, I go bah. In spring I love to skip about till the butcher takes my insides out. Serves the rest with spud and sprout and mint sauce as a main course. I'm a little animal, I go cluck, 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 cluck. Yes, I'm a little animal, I go cluck, 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 cluck. I can't spread my wings inside this box. They stun me with electric shocks, then sting me till my feathers fall off. Stuck breadcrumbs up my bum. And I never see the sun, I never see the sky, and all I do is eat. And I never run around, they fill me full of steroids, and they chop me up for meat. Ew. I'm a little animal living in the zoo, 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 zoo. Yes, I'm a little animal living in the zoo, 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 zoo. And maybe I'm a donkey or a kangaroo, roo, 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 roo. Then the children say, oh, isn't he sweet? The abattoir is so discreet when it turns me into burger meat. And the children go, yum, yum, happy meal. I'm a little animal living on the farm, 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 farm. Never doing any butter any harm, 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 harm. And it's hark the herald angels sing. The place is full of shepherds and kings. And the next thing you know, you're spending your Christmas away in an oven. And I never see the sun, I never see the sky. All I do is eat. And I never run around and they fill me full of steroids. Then they chop me up for meat. Blech! I'm a little animal just like you. Yes, I'm a little animal just like you. And I never see the sun and I never see the sky. Sometimes I wonder why. If Boris Johnson can live, why can't I? And Donald Trump as well. He could go, I'm a little animal, I'm a little animal, I'm a little animal, we're all little animals. Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. I noticed the government's got a new pandemic strategy, which is basically to wait till enough of us die, and then they'll institute lockdown and stop us, shut the pubs and schools for a bit, and then I think it's called shutting the stable door after the horse is well away over the hills, or in fact dead. So take care of yourselves, because obviously the government certainly won't. Right? Look forward to seeing you, if you're free, fortnight's time, for the first part of Ordinary Giants, about the year 1900 to the year 1940. So a lot of interesting things happen then. Big hugs. Thank you for the pleasure for your company, and I hope it was a worthwhile way of spending an evening.